Hey guys, Chris here. I want to do a video today talking about lifestyle differences between UK and Thailand. So I spent 14 months of the last 18 months out in Thailand, in Koh Phangan, Koh Samui. I did it on a recent video, and this video I'm back in the UK. I'm going to be back here for a bit, no place like home. But there are the differences that I notice and what I benefited most from being out there and this kind of nomadic lifestyle. And it's definitely something I recommend people should do and they get out and travel. But I wanted to talk about some differences, mainly to do with areas such as food and mental and health, generally mental health and just your general health, whether that's exercises and doing sort of classes, workshops, the quality of gyms, the quality of food, and then just the customer service, people giving you eye contact, being around positivity, being in a relaxed environment, which is I found very nourishing for my soul. Recently I've been into Peru and sort of was in Brazil as well, so I feel like I've had a lot of time to explore. Was in Japan as well, but generally I think Thailand more so, and Bali I found really nice places and good places to live, lots of sort of tourists sort of living there now, and expats and nomads. So I wanted to, coming back to the UK, focus on some areas. So first of all, the quality and the amount of money you're paying for food, it is a lot harder to eat out. So eating out in Thailand is, easily in English money, you can be paying £5, as most £10 for maybe 2 meals and a drink. I hear Vietnam is a lot cheaper. So straight away coming back here and paying like £20 for food, eating out, not getting the best service, kind of a pub chain, only so many chains now of food. In Thailand, a lot more independents, a lot more Westerners that have opened and really care about the quality of the food. And I think you're getting more and more chains here, more and more hotel chains, for example, where it just becomes harder for independents to operate. I think my brother told me about, without mentioning names, today in the place where I am just outside of Manchester, that a new bakery had opened and the chain opposite their head office were leaving negative reviews for them so they wouldn't succeed. So it's very much I'd say more chained oriented place, which kind of I think takes a lot of soul out of the country and people just focusing more on the brand than the actual quality and helping people out. And then I think the quality of like service as well, in terms of people giving good eye contact and being present with you, which you kind of get in Thailand. And also like Westerns who've gone out there and they're opened a restaurant, it's like their dream. They really care about the quality. So that's something I noticed. And then also the quality of like gyms. You've got a lot of like Muay Thai gyms out there, but also like actual gyms, spas. I was paying maybe £100, which is a lot. But this place called Legacy in Koh Samui, it was like a world-class gym. It wasn't too busy. All of the equipment was free and it was all new. And I found a few places like that. So that was really good. And traveling around, getting on a scooter, getting on a motorbike around Thailand, getting on the back of a Grab, Uber kind of thing, paying £1 to go anywhere. Here, sort of getting on the tube, getting on buses, particularly in London, it's it's not pleasant. And then you're spending an hour getting from place to place to see people, I think in a way looking for community, looking for people. And I think on an island, I noticed in particular, definitely, in certain places you can, not travel too far to see other people. And then I think just quality for the services as well. Like I did a lot of spiritual classes, yoga, all these different, going to a spa, for example, and paying like £8, with ice bath and all of this. And some of the places here, they're a spa, but they don't even have ice in the bath. They just got some cold pool, and they don't want to put ice in and save money. And sauna, like maybe they're not preheating it. So I think obviously there's a lot more value for money, but overall it's just the weather is good all year round as well. But I think just price here, I think a lot of things are going up in money, and obviously you do what you can. You can live a bit more like a king or a queen in somewhere like Thailand or different parts of the world, maybe like Bali, Vietnam. So I think is worth doing if you can travel, if you can set up your own thing. But I do recommend people just go out for a month and just kind of live that lifestyle. I know people who are going out just to focus on their health, things like massages, for example, which is like £5, and then you come here and it's like £60. I think there's just more focused on holistic stuff out there, eating well, eating the right herbs. And more so here is more about pharmaceuticals, and there's obviously a lot of negativity in the air. Is one of the big things that I've noticed. I mean, I've not been back for too long, but I think even just train delays and even getting back on the flight and the plane, waiting so long in the airport and waiting ages for my bag, and then trains getting delayed, and all these sort of problems here. It just feels like, and you're paying a lot of money as well, so it sometimes feels like you're not getting the value. And I paid a lot for a train ticket to Manchester yesterday, and there was just 2 connecting trains, and they were both delayed by a long time. Couldn't get a seat on the train. The toilets were out of order. Then the one toilet, I think, was like unusable because the door on the lock on the door wouldn't work. And it's just these little things which I feel like what you're paying for. You pay a lot of money and then you don't get the quality of service, is what I've noticed. And then I was just getting like a meal deal in Euston train station, and it was like $6.99 for this sandwich, which tasted not very good, and small bottle of water, and I just felt like I just got ripped off. Versus like when I was in Thailand and I'd be in a train station or a bus station, and someone would cook a nice meal, and you would eat it and it'd be nice and healthy and it would nourish you. Whereas here you've just got chains, you've just got supermarkets, M&S, W.H. Smith or whatever. So they just kind of monopolize that market, so there's less independence wanting to give value. And then London overall, I feel like London in the future, it will become a place where you can't really live anymore. It just, for me, I felt very stressed, felt very negative. I couldn't really relax. I mean, I will be spending a bit of time there, growing my group and stuff, and that's generally where you meet people with more ambition and people, that kind of community you want to fix. But also when I was in Thailand and Bali, I'd meet a lot of similar-minded people, so it seems a bit of a like that's a good place to be. And the quality, even if you paid a lot less money, if you paid less money in London, you're getting a really bad place that's not clean, and out there is a lot different. So these are just things to think about, and I think it's a great opportunity now to travel more than ever. A lot of people are doing it now, and it just comes a matter of, especially if you want to leave and focus on your job or something, just people were messaging me last time, is just focusing on something, focusing on a project. The problem now is people can't focus, and I've met people who want to do their own thing, and I can just see that they can't focus. They'll start something, they'll give up, they'll think no one's going to come, blah blah blah. And sometimes there has to be a reason. That I've been out there now in Thailand and these places, and I will definitely go back again. I think there's no place like home is good, but overall I just choose to perhaps live somewhere else, and I just was a lot more happier out there, I think. And that's why I think people are going there. People do come back as well, but I think there is this kind of coming and going, maybe just waiting for some real purpose if you've not found it. But wherever you're at, that's good. If anyone wants to know anything else, feel free to drop me a message. I'm happy to answer any questions, or anything else you wanted to know, what I found different. But I hope you enjoyed this video from a nice park here and in the UK, and I'll see you in the next video.